Good morning. It is early Thursday morning, probably wherever you are. I'm here on the East Coast, in the middle of this crisis, middle of this crisis here in New York City, and I'm kind of buzzing high after Survivor last night. I don't watch much TV at all. The one show that I watch consistently is Survivor. Mega finale last night. I won't spoil it for those of you who might not have watched it and do watch it. I think it's the greatest show in the history of television. Survivor was awesome. But I wanted to talk about, share a story of what's happening to me during this crazy time. And we're in the middle of it here in New York City, and it has not been easy for our family, but it has been one of the most incredible times at the same time. And I know, and it hurts me to know how many people are struggling during this time. I've got family members that have had a really hard time with this and been affected in a very tangible way during this. And because of so much of what I do is online, it was easy for me personally, but there were some learnings in this, and honestly, I've had so many of my clients that I work with, and I've in this season not lost a client, and I am so grateful for the clients that have chosen to lean in. And I've seen story after story of those from an organizational perspective who have leaned in to this crisis and gotten creative. And just seen some great things happen because of that. I also know that in my personal life, that in times of crisis, while it might not be fun, might not be enjoyable, when I just avoid it, I gain nothing from it. And so sometimes even when it's in our dark times, we got to lean in. I still remember one of my early mentors, and I was going through a job transition early in my 20s, and I just asked him. Is actually kind of my late 20s, and just had a kid and was struggling with my career direction. And he said, dig into this valley season. And we get so much out of it when we lean in during some of those tough times, because that's when we grow. That's when we really begin to learn about ourselves. And I think we enjoy the mountaintops so much more when we lean into the valley seasons. But I don't think this has to be a valley for you. So I want to share a story of what's happened over the last 4 weeks in my life in an unexpected way, because I leaned in. So my sister called me less than 4 weeks ago, and she said, "Hey, Nils, I speak at events, that they've been canceled this year. And a lot of my friends who speak at events, they were canceled a lot. And so she speaks at women's ministry events and retreats, so this is retreat season for many churches and ministries. And she said these were canceled. And so my speaker friends don't have speaking gigs, and these women don't have a retreat to go to. And you do things online, and could we do an online women's retreat?" And she told me she actually had this idea for a couple of weeks, and she's like, "Look, I'm homeschooling 3 kids at home. It just doesn't seem like a good time to do something," but she just felt like, maybe she should try. And she felt like she couldn't do it on her own. So she reached out to me, and I was like, "Man, that's a great idea." But I remember thinking, when I tell Katie, my wife, she's going to think we're too busy for that. We're homeschooling, and we're juggling a business. And, I've got a full-time job plus doing something new. It doesn't seem like a good idea. And we kind of thought, let's kind of keep it simple, but let's meet a need. And so we put together an idea. And we basically said, let's put on an online women's retreat. Let's invite your speaker friends to speak at it. We didn't have any money at the time to put into it, so it has to be free for us from an investment standpoint. And so we can't pay any speakers. And so let's, we kind of set a goal of, maybe 300 to 500 women based on our networks. And let's get about 12 to 15 speakers, and let's put on a good online event. But let's keep it simple and not get too complicated with it, and see what happens. Well, in about a week later, we bought onlinewomensretreat.com. We built a website, we built a brand and logos and all of that stuff. And we launched it. We reached out to a bunch of speaker friends, and almost all of them said yes. And so within a matter of a few days, we had 30 plus speakers, and then speakers were coming to us asking to speak. And one of the things we also wanted to do is we wanted to provide a revenue stream for those speakers, even though we couldn't pay them. So we offered, kind of an affiliate opportunity of, anybody that you bring, you share that revenue. with them signing up. And so that provides a revenue. We also wanted to make it affordable. So it's $50, which is a lot less than a typical retreat would be. And then we also wanted to bless healthcare workers. As we're here in New York City, we see the impact of very tangibly to healthcare workers. So we want to make it free to healthcare workers. So we had all these things that we wanted to help these women that had a message to speak, and these women that needed a retreat, and to these healthcare workers a gift. And so we put it together. We put in some elbow grease, and we did it. We launched it, and within a couple of days, we had over 1,000 women sign up, and it was, wow, this is so much bigger than we anticipated. And I'm like, what do we do from here? And let's start maybe running Facebook ads. And this seems to be something that people need. And we just kind of kept putting one foot in front of the other and leaning in during this season. And we saw a ministry that we love, International Justice Ministry, jumped in and wanted to sponsor and partner with us to help their ministry and their goals and objectives, and just overwhelming the response we've seen. And just yesterday, we surpassed 5,000 women registered for the retreat, and over 1,500 healthcare workers that are signed up and going for free to this retreat, and so many of these speakers that were able to share an incredible message while also able to generate some good income for their families during the season where they couldn't go do what they do. And so it really has been a blessing to our family. It became a income stream for us that was unexpected. And so while we chose to lean in during this season in an unexpected way, we're seeing an incredible response to that. And so I think the reality is, so many of us feel like in this season, we've got to just survive. We've got to just get through it. And I don't think we need to just go and do everything and wear ourselves out and exhaust ourselves. And that's not the moral of this story. But I think sometimes we feel like, man, I lost my career. I lost so many of these things. And, an online retreat was not something that was in my vision in any way for this year, for even my future in my life. But it came in unexpectedly. And just 4 weeks ago, our lives are really different. I feel like I'm in the online retreat business now. I'm actually in the plans of launching other online retreats out of this, and through the things that we've learned. And so as you look at meeting a need, we wanted to meet a need for women. We wanted to meet a need for speakers. We wanted to meet a need for healthcare workers. And in the midst of that, we leaned in and we saw an opportunity and we met it. My brother-in-law, he ran the accounting and he did customer service. My sister, managed all the content. My wife and I did all the marketing, and we pulled it together and we figured it out. We met a need and we leaned in. So I wanted to share that story. I hope it's encouraging to you. I want to be clear. I'm not encouraging just to go run like crazy at something. But I do want you to maybe just be open to what might be in front of you that you had never even thought of, and what relationships and who you might want to reach out to and talk to. And I have had so many unique conversations in the last month out of this, but out of a number of different things, as I've just been open to some new ideas. And I think my future is going to be very different because of that. And I'm really excited about that. And so I hope for you, whether you're struggling and you're going through a challenge, or you've got some great ideas and don't know how to act on it, just reach out to somebody, talk to them. And so my sister reached out to me, and it changed our lives, and it's changed her life, and it's impacting thousands of women's lives. And so I don't know what that's going to be for you, but I hope this is an encouragement to you. I want to highlight the online women's retreat. So here's a link. If you're a woman and you're watching this and you need a retreat, which I'm guessing you do, because we all need some time to pull away, go check out onlinewomensretreat.com. It will actually, even if it will go live this Saturday, but it's not a live stream. It's kind of make it your own retreat. So if you can't watch it this Saturday, you can watch it over the next month over time. And or you can do it on Monday or do it on Sunday. It's really kind of on your time, but it's going to be a really exciting, fun, engaging, interactive event that I think all women are going to want to be a part of. Or if you know a woman, gift this to them. And if you know a healthcare worker, encourage them to go sign up. It's free for healthcare workers. So I want to encourage you with that. The other thing is I would love for you to go visit my website if you don't know my website, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm most active on Instagram these days, and so I'd love to connect there, or wherever it is that you're watching this. I'm engaged on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and YouTube. So thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great week, and I hope you lean in during this crisis.